vaccine passport is basically a way of proving your vaccination status against any disease, and they're not new. They've existed for a long time. For example, with yellow fever, and this is a yellow fever card that I keep in my passport, that tells people when I'm going into a country, for example, like Peru, that I've been vaccinated against yellow fever and that I can enter without any kind of issue. This is likely to happen with COVID-19 in some countries because when you are traveling to another country, the vaccination time frame may be very different, and they may be worried about importation of disease. And they may say, if you're not vaccinated, you have to go through a 14-day quarantine period, or you have to get tested. And if you can prove that you're vaccinated, you may be able to forego those processes and enter more freely.
The pass is pretty basic. It's digitizing an existing manual process in our airports. So today, the requirement to travel does need, and most governments are asking for some sort of certificate. And right now it is a negative COVID test. In the future, it will also be a vaccine certificate. Governments need it because they are looking for trust as well. When they open up their borders, borders are closed because of the fear of importation, primarily around mutations of the virus. And so this type of system and others will give that confidence, will allow for the process to be seamless, a little bit smoother. And it really is about making sure that when we restart, the restart is meaningful, and we don't end up setting ourselves back by months because we weren't prepared.
The point is, we want everybody to be vaccinated, and when you get vaccinated, it adds value to your life. That's why you're getting vaccinated. So I think it's only natural that people would treat vaccinated people different than unvaccinated people. And I think it's interesting because it's not just COVID-19 where there's disparities in vaccination rates, because if you look at measles vaccination rates or chickenpox vaccination rates or even influenza vaccination rates, they're very different around the world. And this is just another example of the fact that we have to do better at rolling out vaccines in all corners of the globe. And I think it will likely be a temporary status until the world catches up and until our vulnerable populations are vaccinated to the point that COVID-19 is not something that is considered a public health emergency, as people are not dying and hospital capacity isn't threatened by cases.